evening, you wild roving band of questers. Simplicity here, and we are going to dive into a reality tunnel portal report. And of course, we have something truly magical coming in with Letha just around the corner, or what the common folk know as summer solstice. It's one of the important cross-quarter points at this time of the year. And there is some interesting energy coming in. You saw the download, okay? We got the lion, the wizard, and the portal. And yes, it is a little bit of a play off the energy of the Chronicles of Narnia and the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe. I did go to my little magical library and I dared to open the door because I was led to do so. And I did see that book there. And it's a very interesting book for me because right when I was going through my initiation into FAERIE and the third road, that book kept coming up on my path. I kid you not. And so for it to come back around the bend, which is interesting because that was right around 2012 that I was going through that. And with Venus Venus entering the scene. I wasn't going to say Venus, but Venus is entering the scene. I do believe we have a conjunction coming up with Venus that should bring some harmonious energy in here. Also a little bit of the whimsy, but let's not forget the war, okay? That part is still an aspect of the Venusian energy. Not as all as it seems, I have to say, but there is this interesting piece where we have Jupiter in Gemini for a whole year, okay? And the last time that sign was hosting the benevolent planet was back in June 2012 through June 2013, 233 on the clock. So this is a key. This is a key. And perhaps look at your own life. What was going on back around that time? Because we're having a back to the future moment and it was 2:44 on the clock. So I know there is a special doorway to the realm of absurdity that is about to open. And before we dive into the download and just find out what's in store for us with this lion, we know there's got to be a Leo in there somewhere. Or it could just be Leo season. It could. I digress, but I don't know. I don't know. I think there might be a Leo around here somewhere, but we could also expect some wizardry and there's some portal action going on. But I do think it's important to know the roots of this particular fairy tale that inspired this week's reality tunnel. And how long this reality tunnel will play out, I have no idea. We are at Midsummer's Eve. This is a very magical time. It is a time of fairy. And the reason why we are moving through an adaptation of this story is The Roots, which is the book that was written by C.S. Lewis, was actually a book written about Christian allegory. And it was about the fight against good and evil, okay? And the white witch represented the personification of the devil. And Aslan, the lion, represented Jesus's energy. And it's interesting because the book was banned in 1990 for having decidedly too much violence, mysticism, and gore, and also because a lot of Christians found it offensive that this would be a representation of Christianity. And so there's sort of like this forbidden energy that's coming in with this book. And a lot of the themes that are wrapped up in the 7 deadly sins, wrath, greed, sloth, envy, gluttony, lust, and pride, were woven throughout the tale. And I do feel like we are dealing with those themes even as we move through this. But in the spirit of this season, this is going to be spun as a journey into fairy. We are merely using this as a jump off point, okay? So we are entering a realm of play, pure imagination here. Please have fun with it. Don't trip out on it, all right? You're here to play. You're here to have fun, all right? So explore. This is a quest. This is a reality tunnel, and you can enter if you choose, or you can choose to stay in the safety zone and not into the realm of play. But, you know, I think you might have a little bit more fun if you stop viewing spiritual growth as such drudgery and instead just allow yourself to, you know, try a roll on for size and see what it can show you about yourself that you may not be aware of. All right, so let me just do a brief little synopsis of the story of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is inspiration, merely inspiration for what we're springing off on here as we dive into a new reality tunnel this week, right on the eve of summer solstice. And so there were 4 children, okay? Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy in the story. Lucy is the first one who enters the wardrobe and discovers this portal that leads to this magical world. She eventually wants to find her way to Narnia. She goes in and she meets Mr. Tumnus, which is a faun. He invites her in for tea. A lot of parallels between that same story that's been woven throughout time. We can see the parallels in Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. And so, you know, she has tea with the faun, who actually was there to capture her for the White Witch, but he took a little shining toward her, took a little liking toward her, and set her free. She goes back and she can't resist. She has to go back through that portal again, enter that magical land. She doesn't know that the second time her brother Edmund follows her, okay? Edmund follows her. He kind of goes off on his own path, such as the way. There's many different paths into FAERIE, and they all lead to different places. Edmund comes across the White Witch, and she gives him Turkish delight. She gives him a treat. Oh, and he feasted on it. He feasted on it in that gluttony, and that is such a shame, because never eat the food of FAERIE. And so she tells him that she will give him more if he only just brings his siblings back in with him. And so she sets him off. All right, well, that's not what ends up happening. There's a whole story that unfolds. All the children end up going through the portal together. And along the way, they meet Mr. and Mr. Beaver, who tell them the prophecy that the 4 of them are supposed to bring the return of Aslan, the lion, who represents all that is good and true in the land. And what starts is a fantastical story of adventure and good versus evil and battles and heroicism and all of that, okay, as any good fairy tale has. So we're just going to dive right into it. And I'm going to bring in all the signs here for you. All right, this is for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Ophiuchus, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So I sat with this, all right? I sat with it and I thought, what is this trying to say? What is this trying to say for the collective? What is this reality tunnel all about? And I did pick up the strong Leo piece, and we do have Leo season coming in not too far off, okay? And this year, Leo season syncs with some pretty potent energy, I have to say. There is going to be a full moon in Aquarius on the 19th of August, so that's some interesting energy. And right before that, we're going to have the 2 full moons, right? We have one coming up on the 21st, right? Tomorrow, right? I believe tomorrow is the 21st, or is it Friday? Anyway, sandwiched with that energy of summer solstice, we have a Capricorn full moon coming in on June 21st, and then a second Capricorn full moon coming in on July 21st. These are 2 initiatory gateways. So remember, I think this is the first initiatory gateway we're moving through. Ooh, I got a lot of sentience with that. So yes, looks like we're entering that looking glass. We're entering the mirror. We're entering the portal. I did pick it up as a mirror. Do know that mirrors are portals. And especially if you have a mirror facing a window, or a mirror facing a doorway, or a mirror facing another mirror. People are known to get trapped in mirrors. People are known to get trapped in mirrors who do workings with such. Do be aware of that. Oh, yes. Perhaps somebody was manifesting a lover, a dream lover, and it's a dream that's turned into a bit of a nightmare, perhaps with a little mirror work, Gemini energy coming in there. This is somebody who works with glamour. They spin a bit of glamour. At first, it seems so sweet, like Turkish delight. But if you take a bite, it'll take a bite out of you. And this is very interesting because, you know, in FAERIE, everything that is right side up is upside down. And so I had to turn this story all around. I did get this piece that the white witch is actually a witch that first presented themselves as being a very helpful witch, a good witch, very much like Glenda in The Wizard of Oz. And I do feel that there were originally 5 within a particular group of wizards. All right, one was recruited. It was a witch, a white witch who claimed to know the ways of FAERIE. But she didn't. She didn't. It was a ruse. It was a very clever ruse. Gotta be careful. Oh, yes. She wanted that money, honey. She did get paid for her deeds, I see. All right. But she's also going to have some paying up to do at the crossroads. More on that later. First, the adventure. You got to catch her first. Catch her if you can. She's very good with glamour. She's good at slipping through doorways in time and space. She's also good with casting her spell over you and enamoring you with her words. And perhaps she will be sending some words your way. The mouse is telling you, do be aware before opening that door. Perhaps it's the dormouse. Know that once you enter FAERIE, you're in their land and it's on their terms, and those are changeable. You might have to sign a contract before you go in. This contract may come in the form of a message. It's an invitation, you could say, okay, and there's some transportation that's going to come in that's offering to take you to this realm of pure imagination, where what you see is what you get. And that's a little bit of a riddle for you to resolve, okay? That's what's on the table here. I do feel like there's something very interesting happening here. You are going to get an invitation. You are going to get a message. You are going to get something coming in. It's an invitation to open a door. Maybe a door you've had closed. Could be a door that you closed back in 2012, 2013, or even more recently. There could be something that ties back to them, though, I have to say. The energy is very interesting. Oh, yes, you blocked something off at one time, but it's coming through with a little fanfare. And again, look at that glamour with the peacocks. How do you know who this individual is? Well, this person, they're very prideful. And they don't like to lose a battle, okay? So I do feel like they're coming in. They may be coming in with another by their side. It's not just them. It's not just them. There's 2. There's 2. Perhaps an Aquarius is in the main frame here. Could be somebody with a strong Aquarian placement. They might come in as a tag team. You know, it's not going to be so easy to find their way. So anyway, what I got is that this particular witch, okay, she was hired by this group of 4. She was pulled in to be part of their magic making. She likes to work with mirrors. She works with glamour. And she likes to work with all mirrored surfaces as well. So any form of scrying crystal balls, gazing into pools of water. This is her magic. And she first said that she was there to help them, but they ended up kind of getting caught up in her spell. This is because she was treading into areas that she didn't belong. And I really take this because we know the book was banned. She said she knew the way, but she didn't know the way. She only knew the way from books. She hadn't truly found her way there because she did have ill intentions. And in order to find your way into FAERIE, you must be pure of heart. It's the rules. I didn't make them up. And that's the thing about the FAERIE, you know, they will make you think that they're your friend even when you've broken those rules just to get you caught up. They know the nature of humans. And, yes, they know the nature of humans. And oh, how the mighty will fall, all right? Pride always comes before a fall, they say. All right. So she takes the dough. She does the work. She does the services, right? She leads these four more explorers of the realm of FAERIE, okay? It's not their territory. It's not what they normally work with. I really feel that this particular group tends to work a little bit more with a little bit more of that violence, mysticism, and gore. And in fact, maybe they've already been banned from the realm of FAERIE, but they found an in through this white witch who claimed to know the way. Really, it's a trap, but you know how these things work, okay? So first, you know, just one who was brave enough to go went in, okay, followed that white witch king, and, you know, ended up meeting a particular spirit ally, all right? There's something a little bit at work here. It's to teach a lesson, some self-known lessons here, I have to say, and it's also about paying a particular toll. A troll needs to pay a particular toll. Very interesting, okay. Very interesting. A troll needs to pay the toll this time. Okay, because somebody already earned their passage over a particular bridge, and now this troll is trying to exact another toll, and well, that's not quite right, FAERIE says. Ace of Pentacles, King of Swords, and there's the Aquarian, okay? So somebody with a strong Aquarius placement could be the one that already paid their tolls. So maybe they are the ones who were allowed to pass in first, okay? Somebody with a strong Aquarian placement, they already gained passage into the realm of FAERIE. It has been decreed. They like this character here. There's a little bit of celebration around this character. Could be an air sign energy too. Gemini. Gemini did show up, I have to say, okay? Might be very adept at glamour, okay? Could be, could be. They're being educated in glamour right now. Oh, I see. That's why the witch came as a test on the path to teach the ways of glamour. What you see is what you get, or is it? That might be a lesson that still needs to be learned yet, I have to say, okay? So there's something here. There's something here. There's somebody here who actually does know how to see through the glamour. Oh, they know how to cut through the illusion. They know how to see with clarity. I got air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This individual already has entry to FAERIE, okay? But the others that come in tow, not so much. Not so much. And I do feel initially this King of Swords did follow this particular witch for hire in through that portal into FAERIE, even though she's not truly allowed entry, but they let her have a pass. They let her have a pass because he was in tow. The FAERIE like this character, I have to say. They do. They fancy this character, so they let him slip through. He's welcome. They say he has some growing to do, but he has a home in FAERIE. Very interesting, okay? And then I feel what happened here, though, is once he followed through, he came back out. He was very excited about what he saw, what he experienced. He even saw all the many passageways. They're like burrows. They're like rabbit burrows. Oh, so many tunnels to explore. You know, you go through one reality tunnel. We may enter in through the portal together, but where we go once we're through, oh, that's a whole different story because there's so many reality tunnels to explore in FAERIE. And some can lead to your demise. We got Scorpio here. Scorpio, very watery kind of energy. All right, it is an initiation. Remember, that's what initiation involves. Something must be released in order for it to be reborn anew. Okay, perhaps this is confirmation. It's a coronation. That's why the horn is blowing. The King of Swords is about to earn his wings in FAERIE. All right, King of Swords put on his boots. This looks good. Yes. Safe passage. It may be a little bumpy ride, but you'll get your way there eventually. This actually reminds me of that white witch. Yeah, right, riding up in the sled. See, but it's like a bumpy ride. It's out of balance. It's a little chaotic because she doesn't really have entry, I have to say. I'm not so sure who this white witch is. She's not really a white witch, though, because any true witch knows that we don't refer to ourselves as a white witch or a black witch. Any wizard knows that we don't use such terms because it actually shows a fundamental imbalance and lack of understanding of the nature of alchemy. Two sides of the same coin, both interdependent upon each other. In fact, you can't divorce them. Within the darkness, there's richness of the seed germinating that will later grow and come to bloom. There's a place of all potentiality. Anything is possible. It's a place of fertility and rest and development and infinite possibility. But everybody likes to just focus on the light. And yet both are so necessary. And this is realm we should be pretty familiar with at this point because we've been moving through that Pluto retrograde, right? So see, she didn't really know her way. She didn't know her way. Okay. But she had the wrong motivation for entry. And to say you know the way, but to lead others astray is grounds for a penalty, I must say, okay? So I'm not sure who's going to be paying the penalty here, but we do see there's been a little bit of a mix-up here, and two that were originally moving forward together are headed off into separate directions. Fire sign energy, air sign energy, took different portals, took different pathways, okay? Oh, yes, and it was all orchestrated by that witch, I have to say. Oh, yes, it was all orchestrated. It was foretold. It was foretold as she was doing her scrying. She wanted love to fill her cup. And so she did her working. Meanwhile, the love descends, but her vessel is not up to receive it because she's too focused on the destiny of others. Beware of eating this character's food. You may, if you receive an invitation, may even get an opportunity to feast on a little of their Turkish delight. And that fairy food can come in many different forms, okay? But when we're looking at Edmund and Lucy and Peter and Susan, they're children. And only Lucy was the one who had the special gift. I feel that is this King of Swords here has a special gift, knows his way in these realms, all right? Gets a free pass just because they like the chap, I have to say. They like this chap. Fairy says, he'll do, okay? So, Aslan, as for the character Aslan, I think of Aslan, and I think of somebody that has absolutely no fear. So this person is fearless. This person's strong, but they might have become temporarily stuck. Maybe this white witch had been doing some workings, maybe casting some glamour to get this lion stuck. And let's see what's going on with this lion here. Oh, yes, the world, okay? Yes, get them stuck, get them in a fixed position. Could have been a Leo indeed. Leo is associated with the world here, right? There's some kind of transformation happening here, though. What was stuck is about to become unstuck. There's definitely a test, though, so there's something we need to be aware of in this situation, right? And there is some kind of prophecy coming in. There is some glimpse into your future. There is a quintessential Mr. and Mrs. Beaver that will show up on your path. May come in the form of the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Ooh, that could be that communication you need to be aware of with the Eight of Wands in reverse. It may look progressive, you know what I'm saying? And again, everything in fairy is flip-flopped, all right? So you have to pay attention to these clues, I have to say. It may look progressive, but it actually can lead you astray. It's a trap. There's a lot of traps coming in here. Oh, and look, it also comes in with the Page of Cups. Okay, there's that invitation. So this is interesting. There might be three connected to this. Again, it's giving that feeling of the three witches that came in the initiation. In the initiation tunnel read we did, the pick a card, okay, came in the third reality tunnel there, okay. These two are still at it. They're sending an ambassador, a representative, okay, with this invitation to come celebrate, come feast on our food, come enjoy our dishes. We got a little Turkish delight for you. You do need to be aware. Exercise sound judgment here, lest you get trapped and become their prisoner. I mean, that is what happened. Remember, Edmund was supposed to go and get his siblings, his other three siblings, and bring them back, but he didn't, okay? He didn't. And when she caught him again, when the witch caught him again, she actually made him prisoner. So this character here may already be prisoner of this white witch. See, I feel like there was a breaking from this pact. There was a breaking from this pact. This white witch, she's not really in fairy anymore, though she thinks she is. She's actually trapped in a mirror. You got to be careful of following her in, I have to say. Where she leads is to a place where there can be quite a bit of confusion. Remember, she's a beginner on the path. It is part of an initiatory process, I have to say. To find the way into fairy, you got to get your chops. You will be tested. It's not easy, but what gets tested the most is the quality of your heart. Are you pure of heart? Right? I feel like this character, this King of Pentacles, followed the white witch into the realm she had created. I think they're working as a team now. Well, he's become one of her henchmen because he got caught in her web of illusion, and now he has to do her bidding because he feels stuck. She's got something on him. Oh, yes, this could be a Virgo, I have to say. We had the Hermit come right across. Yes, he's trying to find his way through the land of darkness she's lured him into. He's a bit lost, all right? She might be promising him his freedom. Maybe she'll release him from that soul contract as long as he fetches the other three of this little particular group. Yeah, like I said, just You know, have your hackles up. Be aware of what's going on here. I'm telling you, there's a toll to be paid, all right? So this is kind of the quest. What is this challenger we're facing on the path as we enter this particular quest in this reality tunnel that's being set here? What is the nemesis or the spirit ally that may find its way onto our path to enter this realm of fairy spirit? What is this challenger or ally we may find from spirit on our path? What should we expect to show up on our path? I think it's both one the same. It may appear to be an ally, but it's actually nemesis. Oh, we got indication here. Interesting. Yes, it may seem a little thing. The invitation is actually coming perhaps from the Page of Cups, even though it's being represented by the King of Pentacles. Perhaps a Pisces who's a little bit caught up themselves. See, I almost got this piece there that they need to get somebody who knows the true way into fairy, okay? This King of Swords energy, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, okay? They need to get this person on their side to do a little bit of a search and rescue here for this mock-up realm. It's merely just a mirror. It's more like the dark mirror that traps, okay? If you do too much mirror work, too much glamour, you can get caught up in it. I feel like that's what's happened to this witch, this white witch, okay? Caught up in their own glamour. They've entered this world of their imagination. They're a little bit trapped there. They don't know how to get out of that hall of mirrors. They're shadow boxing a bit and they can't find their way out. They've been hung up there for a while, actually. They're sending up bat signals, okay? Hoping to find their way through. Hoping to find their way through. Yes. Yes. They tapped some roots. They weren't supposed to. They tapped some roots. This was a group of people. They tried to tap some roots that they were not allowed entry into, and because they didn't know the way, they got lost in a parallel realm. That's what I got, okay? They're not in fairy. It's more like fairies got them stuck in an illusion. It's an illusion of their own mind, though. Ooh, it's an illusion of confusion that they would have had set for their target. I feel like the target could very well be the Aslan energy, okay? Somebody who already faced their fear, somebody who already faced initiation and found entry. Another is about to get initiated, though. There's somebody in this quest, in this storyline, who already is very comfortable in fairy, who pretty much just chills out there on the regular, travels back and forth, maybe it's just completely decided, oh, spirit me away. I'd rather be with the fairy. Take me away from this drudgery. Okay, but there is another, I get it's this King of Swords that is about to go through their initiation. And we do know there's an initiation point coming up with this full moon on June 21st in Capricorn, okay? So somebody is finding entry here. Somebody is finding entry, but only if they pass this test. Oh, yes, the test presented by the moon. Look at that. Now, it could very well be that you could be dealing with a test from a water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces. Cancer and Pisces coming through very strongly in this particular card of the tarot. It's a little bit different in each deck, but I chose this deck. So Cancer and Pisces coming through strongly here. All right. It's a fierce test. You go down one tunnel, it leads you to the parallel reality. that is not a fairy at all, but is the land of illusion and confusion that was mocked up by this white witch. Presented herself as working for the good and true, but really was like that apple that the witch extended to Snow White, just rotten to the core, okay? Nefarious desires that particular white witch. You know that this is who you were dealing with because that's what they call themselves. Maybe they call themselves a white witch. Maybe they call themselves a light worker. Maybe they say that they work for all things good and noble and true. This person is very, very, very much focused on spinning that narrative around what they do. Okay. This King of Swords, you know, did work, trusted this particular witch's counsel. Did get, you know, because of their heart, because of their gifts. I just feel they have some favor for one reason or another with fairy. I just heard it's their spirit of play and adventure. They fancy that, okay? That's the only reason this witch even got a glimpse of fairy. She couldn't have gained entry otherwise. But that is also how the Fae plot their demise too. They have to teach like that. They teach through tough love, I have to say. They do. The lessons they bring are not easy. Not just anyone can go and play in fairy. It don't work like that. Okay. Okay, so this looks like this is the nemesis that comes in as an ally, this hanged man. This is somebody that knows that they're being held up at the crossroads. They understand that they need a rescue. They do, I have to say. Okay, what is sort of like the beef of this situation for us on this quest? The 10 of Pentacles, to secure the keys to the kingdom that have been lost. This is what everybody wants, right? The precious is. The precious is. Oh, and I think that's certainly what this King of Pentacles wants. For sure. Is that a sun? There's a sun there. The King of Pentacles may be working in tandem with that Leo I picked up, I have to say, too. So with this water sign energy, it could be a Cancer Leo cusper as well, could be involved in this situation. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, so this is sort of like the meat of the matter. Everybody wants to get that prize. They got their eyes on the prize, that point of arrival. They want the treasure. They want the 4 jewels of the Tuatha De Danann. They want it all. They want Froggerok, the answerer, the sword of truth. They want that spear of Lu. They want to have the cauldron of Dagda. And they sure as heck want to get their hands on the power and the treasure of the Stone of Destiny. Okay. All right. All right. Now we know what's going on there. What are the consequences that will have to be faced on this road as a result of past actions? What are the consequences that will have to be faced on this road as we enter this reality tunnel as a result of past actions? Oh, choices in love. Choices in love. It's coming in again. It's coming in again. It's the trickster energy. It's coming in again. All you see is all there is. It's a key. Do you know what that saying comes from? It comes from a saying that is associated with the mudra that the devil makes on the tarot card, where I can't even do it. There, I mean, kind of. It's the Spock fingers. the worst thing. I mean, I'm not going to go there, okay? We'll just leave half of the message out there, 2 in the pink, okay? He has his spog fingers up, right? He says, all you see is all there is. That's what that is called, the goat hoof mudra, okay? Could be a Capricorn connected to this situation. This is a key. Only you can resolve that key. If you can resolve that key, then you gain access to certain tunnels that are only available to those in the know, okay? And this brings, you know, the entry into FAERIE, all right? But you have to tap the roots. You have to tap the roots in order to gain entry. And I'll also leave that as a key, all right? This is also a test of the heart. Is the heart lighter than the feather? I feel like 2 do have a connection. It's very interesting when their energies come together. Their energies together form the key. It's like wonder twin powers activate. There could be a Gemini in this situation. I also see here Empress energy linked with the lion here. So it could very well be that it could be an Empress bringing the energy together with the lion that forms a special kind of magic. This could be somebody that you need to connect with from the past. Now, this could be archaic past. It could be a past life. This character comes onto your path. You meet together. Maybe you meet in the burrows. You meet in the reality tunnel. Bringing your energies together sparks the magic. It's a power point. But somebody is trying to block this from coming in, I have to say, with the 9 of Wands. There's a little bit of defensive magic coming in here. So this is a bit of the karma of the situation playing out in this situation. There's 2 that come together, and together their connection forms the key that opens many doors, is what I just heard. But this witch wants to block the way. This is what she's trying to cut off at the past. But now she's caught up. And so it's a very interesting thing. I feel like the witch is against this connection between the Empress and this particular lion. Aslan, you could say, okay, the same type of character. It looks like Griffon energy to me. It looks like what used to be a particular wizard's henchman that broke from the pack and is now forming a pack with this Empress. Okay? Could be Leo, and there could be a Taurus or Libra connected in this situation. Something will definitely go down. These 2 will meet up. Maybe they meet up in secret. Maybe they find their way through the tunnels to each other, I have to say. I think this meetup will happen in August, potentially with that 3rd initiatory gateway that happens with the Aquarius full moon on August 19th. Oh yes, it actually could be this character here too. If they're an Aquarius rising, that would make them a Leo descendant, I have to say, because we do have the Knight of Swords here, rebirth energy. In the back, again, it's a clue. That came in really strong, and right behind that is the Empress. So absolutely big Libra energy there coming in with the sword indications as well. Could potentially be Taurus, all right? But just the way that came in, big Libra energy with all the swords coming in with it. Okay, very, very interesting. So there's a lot of history to this matter. This is not the first time at the rodeo. We've been down this road before. Okay, what's the power to be gained through mastery? And what's the power to be gained through mastery? I do pick up with this particular witch that's caught up at the crossroads that she does like to work with this energy of glamour. She does like to work with trickery. She likes to run a bit of that coyote medicine or the medicine of the rabbit. Be careful which rabbits you follow down tunnels. They could lead you astray. All right, that's just coming in. Oh yes, this is her work, this is her craft, and she's very proud of it. Okay. As far as the power to be gained, it's mastery of your craft. It's mastery of being able to hack the matrix, right? And to enter these realms that are actually creative quantum play spaces where you can birth new worlds into being. You really can. Your imagination is the gateway to manifestation. We knew this as children. We forget it as adults, but there's a way that we can reclaim it. And so sometimes before we can actually grow into our gifts, we first have to go backwards and we have to recover what we lost when we were young, what we lost as children. Remember, everything right side up is upside down, and fairy, everything forwards is backwards. Oh, when it comes to the Heyoka. Are you encountering a Heyoka? I got Heyoka medicine coming in, Kachina medicine coming in. Interesting. A lot of shamanistic current running through this particular reality tunnel here. Okay, so self-mastery is the power to be gained. Interesting. Through truly understanding your craft, through truly understanding what alchemy is truly about at its core, not what's been marketed towards you through movies and pop culture, but really reclaiming the roots of that craft. That is what is to be gained here. It is all things in balance. It bursts your creative power. Interesting. What's at stake for you as you enter this reality tunnel? Ooh, there's a lot at stake here. Look at this. We have the Four of Swords, the Ace of Cups in reverse, to the Sun in reverse. Big Leo indications here. Again, the keys have been lost to the kingdom and everything is being held in a state of suspended animation. So this is a lot that's at stake. Our happiness, the fruition of our dreams, the reclaiming of our sense of wonder of childhood, our joy, the sweetness, the nectar of life is represented by that hummingbird medicine. See? Do you see? There's that trickster there that's been hanging up at the crossroads. There's that rabbit medicine. Follow the white rabbit. It makes me think of my life with the Thrill Kill cult. I have to say in that song, okay? Ooh, daisy chain for Satan. Okay, that song talks about somebody who's lost in the illusion. It could be a little Neptunian, okay? This could be somebody who likes to get lost with psychotropics. They like to get lost in song and pleasures and a bottle of wine. Okay, this person might enjoy partying a little bit. They might need to lay off the sauce. That might be a good way to start to find their way out, right? But this is being trapped. This is being stuck. And it's being stuck and being held in this place of the crossroads, a self-imposed prison because of the unwillingness to let go. It's like once you let go, the key comes to set you free. It's very interesting, okay? Again, it's a lesson. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. When you're new on the path, you have to earn your way to certain knowledge. It's not just given freely. There's tests. There's tests. Somebody entered a space that they were not ready to enter into, and they entered into the space with quite a bit of arrogance, and so now they're being caught up in sort of a hall of mirrors. This person doesn't know how to find their way out. They're trapped in a realm of their own imagination. This person will be reaching out through a message invitation. Do not eat the food. Do not eat the fairy food. This person could come through dreams too, I have to tell you, offering food. Do not eat the food. When it comes to fairy, do not eat the food. That is how you get spirited away. There's a real strong indication coming through here, okay? What's at stake for the collective? Okay, we saw on your individual level, so this is some new beginning, fulfillment of your dreams. the fulfillment of that thing you wished for by light of silvery moon as you gazed up at the stars, okay? This is that wish actually coming true, but it won't come true if you try to only think of your vision being fulfilled. Yes, oh, right as I said that, and look at, without, we got the Empress. I love it, okay? Yes, all things grow when we're in balance, okay? So we need to think not only about our own desires to come out from the cold and to warm our bones with the abundance and the fulfillment that we seek, but we also need to make sure that we consider what will be of benefit to all. This is one of the tests of FAERIE. You have to remember the interconnectedness of it all. Empress coming in very strongly in this read. Libra energy, Taurus energy, big Libra energy with the 3 of Swords behind it. That's a Libra card. And again, with the Ace of Swords right behind that. This is the truth. This is the truth. This is what has been preventing the growth, is that the collective has only been focused on the self. And this is what has been blocking the creativity. Okay? There's two here that have been left out of the cold because there's been selfish motivation to keep 2 apart. The 2 are, like I said, wonder powers activate, but it brings a tower for someone and it fills them with great fear. And so they have tried to almost create this feeling of loss or this deception that the way is blocked when it really isn't. The road wants to open with the Fool. Aries energy, Aquarian energy there. For the tower, we have Scorpio energy, Aries energy. With the 9 of Swords, there's that Leo energy again, okay? It haunts somebody. It haunts somebody. Perhaps somebody believes a falsehood that stems from the past, that they were told if they went in a certain direction, there would be destruction. And this effectively blocked the way through a spinning of glamour, I have to say. Something was lost. Something was lost. Those 3 witches, they dropped their gross cups. They beat the scene, all right? Don't reflect there too long. Remember, you reflect too long, you can get caught up in your illusion, all right? There's a pearl wisdom you need to take here, and then you will reclaim the reunion of these 2 wizards, I have to say, 2 sorcerers. Their energies come together, bring balance. It's a restoration of balance. Yes, it opens the road. Really beautiful energy here. It opens the road. It's like initiation past. Okay. Okay, what is the target, man? What is the target of this campaign? Ooh, you gotta block the forward motion of this invitation. Don't go in that direction, okay? So you're really gonna have to have your wits about you. Water sign energy coming in pretty strong there. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, we've had them all show up, especially with that tower energy coming in. King of Wands, be aware of the illusion. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You see that lizard there? That's an indication that you're entering dream time, all right? So be aware of glamour. The glamour is nigh, all right? And let's see, we're going to go ahead and get, let me use a different card for this real quick. We're going to use the dragons. Yes, and with that, we've got Ace of Swords on the bottom there. Look at that, okay? Whoo, it's getting spicy and it's getting dicey. We're going to do 3 gateways of initiation. You pick your gateway, all right? This is just initiation into this reality tunnel. And that's how we're going to cap it off. 3 gateways of initiation for the collective. 3 gateways of initiation for the collective. And I'll do reads for each, okay? So you're just picking your gateway of initiation now, but over this week, I'll do a read for each particular gateway so we can get you some details, all right? Because your experience in this reality tunnel will be a little bit different here. Interesting that this wanted to pop out, okay? Oh, there's fighting against this, but it was in reverse. So those who were once, remember, it started out with 5, but they've been disbanded, right? That's totally separate. That's not one of the gateways of initiation. I'm going to just divide it into 3 piles here, okay? Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Pick your pile, all right? We're not going to waste any time here. Pile 1. Your gateway of initiation is the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. We'll do a separate read for you. It's 56 on the clock, 11 energy there. All right, pile 2, your gateway of initiation is the 9 of Wands. Okay. And pile 3, your gateway of initiation, ooh, is the Sun. Very interesting. Now, let's go backwards and let's just get a basis of the matter for each, or perhaps it provides a key of understanding, okay? So, for the Sun, we have the Hanged Man. 56, 56 on the clock, 11, 11 energy there, Tiger medicine there, movement, okay? Very interesting. For pile 2, which was the 9 of Wands, what do we got on the bottom there? Ooh, look at this. We have the 2 of Cups. All right, very interesting. Okay. And then let's see here. For the first pile, we have, ooh, the Fool. All right. So, initiatory gateway 1, the Queen of Pentacles with the Fool. Look at these. We got 2 dragons off in the distance there. We got that white tiger there. Represents the west as well. White tiger represents the direction west. Okay, we have a little bit of some jaguar medicine here with the Hangman, okay, which is the key for the Sun. Also 2 dragons here, notice that? Okay, there's 3 here. It's very, very interesting. And for the 9 of Wands, it's very interesting, that 9 of Wands, which is the second initiatory gateway. That Queen of Pentacles was the first. See, I'm getting them all. It's interesting. Look at that. The wand, and look at that. It reminds me of the Stone of Destiny. And then we have the 2 of Cups. 2 people who see eye to eye. Very interesting energy there. All right. That's what I got. That's what I got until I bring in the other reads. All right. There will be more. I want to dive deeper into this. I want to get some more specific information for each initiatory gateway. Right. Pick your quest, reality tunnel, side journey, and we'll see what happens here. It should be interesting.